Okay, so for function, how to define a function? We starting from relation first. So for set A and set B, so it must having a relation. How to get for harness to these matrices, to this metric number. How from David to these matrices? They should have having a relation here. All right. So relation between set A and B are corresponding between the element of the set A and element of the set B. So this is the element inside. So the whole thing is our set. So in this relation, it's just 1 to 1. In this relation, 1 to many. Then for this relation, many to 1. Of course, we also will have many to many. So a function from x to y. So function from x to y. So normally the first set is your domain, is your x. Your responding set here, it will be your range and will be your codomain. So normally we represent it by y. So for a function to define only for 1 to 1 and many to 1. So if we related to mathematics is that x to 1 x value, 1 y value. Linear. Substitute nilai x1 dapat nilai yang 1y. Kan? So sometimes you substitute quadratic x1, then you get 1. X negative 1, you won't get 1. Correct? So our answer y always referring to 1. So 1 to 1, many to 1. So you can have many x value and then your result is 1. That will be your function. So to identify a function from the graph, so to know that the function is it a function or not? Is it a function or not? So we can use vertical line test. So priority is you need to know how to draw the graph. Priority is you have to know how to draw the graph. So drawing the graph will be afterward. Now you just need to know the idea to identify whether this function is 1 to 1 or not. If your vertical line test, your vertical line intersect in one point only, it will be a function. If it intersect more than 2 points, it will not be a function. Why? Because just now I said 1 x value, 1 y value, 1 to 1 relationship. So from here, 1 x value, 2 y value. So this is 1 to many already. So that's why to identify whether it is function or not, we're using vertical line test. So draw our graph. This is our cubic graph. Then draw our vertical line test here. So intersect 1 point. This is a function. So cubic function, logarithm function. So this is y. This is your hyperbola. This is hyperbola. It's not a function. So you won't meet any hyperbola equation in function. In function, you will have linear, quadratic, cubic, surd, log, exponential, trigo. So all these functions are functions. When you test with vertical line test, you'll get 1 point only. Alright, so that is testing on vertical line function or not. So now we're going to identify whether your function is 1 to 1. To become a function, just now we said 1 to 1 or many to 1. It already can be a function. But your function, is it 1 to 1 or not? We can use our algebraic method, means by calculation, or horizontal line test. So we already have 2 tests here. One is drawing vertically line, another one is drawing horizontal line. So why we need to identify that function is 1 to 1 or not? Because only the 1 to 1 function can be inverse, which you will learn in 5.3. Alright, so algebraic function is going to calculate where your domain x1, another domain is x2. We put x1 and x2 means we assume it is difference value. and then you can count out your calculation. You show that that value x can be equal back to a value of x2. Then your result prove that your function is 1-to-1. So if graphical method, we just draw your graph and then draw your horizontal line to show that it is a 1-to-1 function. So quadratic is a function. Is a function. Correct? Cut the graph at one point only. Is it 1-to-1 function? That's why we use horizontal line test. So when you horizontal line test, you see here we have 2 intersection points. Means that this is not 1-to-1 function. It's a function, but it's not 1-to-1 function. So this is logarithm function. Kamu tak tahu lukis graph dulu, tak apa, kamu you just tengok bentuk graph tu macam mana dulu. Okay, so for function, yes, vertically line test, this is a function. Is it a 1-to-1 function? Yes. When you're doing horizontal line test, no need so many. One line already enough. One line already enough. You prove that it having a intersection point exactly 1. So this graph, this function is 1-to-1 function. So example 2. Determine whether the function is 1-to-1 by graphical and horizontal line test. So draw the graph first. For question A, linear graph. So linear is a straight line. Straight line. So where's your y-intercept? Value of 2. Y sama dengan mx plus c. Gradient dia positive. So your line is going up. So this is your function. Where this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis. So is it this one is 1-to-1? So we draw a horizontal line test. We show it. So it has one intersection point. Therefore, this is a 1-to-1 function. Okay, so second graph, B. Quadratic graph, where you usually draw. So what's your roots for this quadratic graph? Can you check your calculator? What's your roots for your quadratic graph? Is it intersect with x-axis 2 point or 1 point or no intersection? Do you know how to check your quadratic roots? Do you know how to check your quadratic roots? Intersect at 2 point or intersect 1 point or having no roots? You find it from your calculator already enough. A is 1, B is 4, C is 1. What's your result? How many results that you get? You get 2 results, right? 2 results. So means your quadratic is intersect with your x-axis 2 point. Graph senyum lah sebab quadratic positive. And then what's your intersection? Y intersection. When x equals to 0, your y intersection is 1. What's your value here? Just now your roots, what's your value here? Negative 3.73. Here will be negative 0.268. So settle your x-axis. Means that the point negative here, your y-axis will be located here. So your intersection of y-intercept is 1. So is it quadratic? Is a 1-to-1 function? No. We prove it by graphical method. Draw a vertical line test. Show that it has 2 intersection points. So this is not a 1-to-1 function. Question C. Let us finish this graph, which is square root x minus 2. So how to draw this third function is a wiper shape. Wiper. Why? Either to the right or to the left, going down. So for third function, it will be 4 pattern of this graph. So going up or going right, so it's C. The domain x minus 2 should be greater equals to 0, so x is greater than 2. This is your domain. So for range, kita tengok cert ni bersifat positif. Positif, kat luar sini positif, nilai tu kat luar sini kosong. So your range here, it will be 0 to positive infinity. So actually this is going to the right, this is going up. So for this third function, starting at value 2, going to the right. Going to the right because x is more than 2. So going to the right hand side, and then you can see the range of this h is 0, so it means at here, going to positive, so go up. So this is your third function. So drawing our horizontal line test, so it has one intersection point, so it is 1-to-1 function.